things are actually.
Ooh, sorry.
It's okay.
Are we just
Hi.
doing sorry now, or are we gonna do our hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Goodbye.
Hi.
Hello.
Pretty full house here tonight, boys.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You
I'm sitting
wandered into
square
a
like
hub.
Whoopi.
Give me my room.
Nice.
Our listeners must think they've wandered into a hubbub, a communal little gathering of folks talking amongst themselves. But then
Well,
again, that would be par for the course on an Always Strikes Late episode.
we might just
Finger
have to start
gun.
calling this always strikes
Finger
just normally. This is
guns.
when we're
Yeah.
all free now.
Exactly. This is always strikes. Oh God, we got everyone together finally.
I know, the quorum here.
I miss you, Miles. You're in our
Somebody
hearts.
leave. Quick.
Give me 10 minutes for my internet to shut out.
Rocco, you should
That's
just get a
true.
picture of Miles and tape him to your wall behind you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We should all
Miles
do
a
that. Miles
spiritual
could
guide right
duplicate on
now.
our walls.
Yeah, good point, Miles.
So Rocco had a tournament apparently.
I did. I finally was able to go to something. It was a fun little RTT. It was a random doubles pairing. We need some more fun in the DC
Doubles.
area. It's been a little heavy lately. So,
When you
yeah,
say
just
random,
doubles.
that means each round you had a new person, or you got paired at the beginning for all three.
So this version normally I've seen it both ways. Let's be honest. But this one was paired at the beginning. And I was paired with a lovely gentleman named Ricky who brought Trogs, and I went, "Oh, I know a Ricky who loves Trogs." Didn't have the big full length beard, but still a very nice guy. He was rocking the old Gits book because the new one technically isn't legal yet.
Mhm.
Not Trug's Trogherd because he liked having the light of the bad moon to give him some extra saves. And I brought my
Which is always nice.
Deepkin.
I'm so happy that save stacking is gone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was such a dumb thing.
Wish I had it on my it's fine.
So it sounds like there's a it went a little interesting.
It did.
Deepkin.
It did. I went Deepkin. Honestly, my favorite army. I have been playing a lot of Tzeentch lately, but I wanted to bring my fish out. It was the Eidolon of the Sea, my turtle, Shelly, baby girl, and three eels, and the incarnate, and that was it. Nice, easy list.
1,000 points.
1,000 points each.
Oh wow. So
So-
that must
Yeah,
have been
chalky
interesting
turtle.
already.
Yeah, so it's a lot of again, it's a lot of if you're 1,000 points and jump the other person, knock them out real quick. These games go fucking fast.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
Mega Gargants rule the day because it's 1,000 points to get instant two models that can hyper focus down your army and be a bitch to move because you need a lot of shit to lift a Gargant normally. And the
I
battle
would
plans though
think
were
you could hook them.
we'll find out in a second.
So
But
wait, before you go farther, it was Rocky Trogs and fishes. So were you guys surf and turf? Like, what did you call your name?
we were Clammy Fish was the name we came up with, and
I do like that better. That's
I
good.
Yeah,
do.
that is much better. Yeah.
it was nice, but then I'm like, we could have just gone Clammy after I left. I'm like, damn it, it's just a double entendre pun was right there. Clammy Fish, Team Clammy Fish. It yeah, it wasn't the most attended tournament, but it was a lot of fun. Just it was eight of us, just having a good time, rolling dice and being silly.
The best times.
Whoa. Rocco, do not sell this short. 8 is a number of battle, in accordance with Corn, the Lord of Skulls, and
Indeed.
Alex.
True.
Probably agrees.
It's true. It's true.
Yes,
Blood for the
and
blood god, obviously.
yeah.
Mhm.
So we ended up doing a round robin just because pairings got a little weird in the end. But we opened up against Sylvaneth. It was the Spite Rider Lancers, is Belthanos' army of renown specifically, and
That's
two
cool.
Gatebreakers. And we started
Gross.
off on Border War.
Ooh.
And the thing about my Deepkin army specifically was I took the Achillean Beastmaster subfaction so I wouldn't have to be starving for all-out attacks.
The
How
best one.
the tournament organizer Charles Wilson, how he set it up was each player had four command points, and we picked one guy to be the warlord, and we would do their Grand Alliance battle tactics. You know, we'd pick one as a team and see what we were doing. If someone got extra command points, it'd go to the head honcho, your team captain there, which I
Oh,
deferred to
interesting.
my partner. Yep.
Mhm.
Um, and it was like because you can do doubles a bunch of different ways and how you're spreading battle tactics, how you're doing command points, how you're deploying. This was each side deploys a regiment, do this quick. None of our game, I mean, our final game, it. We said we were going to talk it out, but we ended up finishing before we hit time. But this first game, again, just sorry, a little housekeeping there. First game was against those fucking Gargants. The two gate breakers were scary.
On Border
Uh,
War? That's
on Border
brutal.
War. We gave away
Yeah.
first turn. We outdropped. We were combined one drop to their two drops, and the humming of all the Spite Rider Lancer wings coming into my Alpha Strike me was scary, but I set up my boat to broadcast my +1 to save aura. I was in range of my turtle aura. My whole army was a 3-up, 5-up. I That felt so good. All the Sylvaneth bounced off of me.
As they
Um,
tend to do.
yeah, I think I took 2 wounds by the end of it. I killed two bugs in response.
So
And
good.
then bottom of one, we tabled the Sylvaneth player who was the best friend of my teammate. And then we just chased
Gross.
Garkins around
Team
the
kill.
whole time.
Nice.
Yep. We pretty much
I
called
love
the
doing
game.
that in doubles, just killing one person. Like, you sit and watch.
Witness this.
Look what we did to him. We're gonna come for you next.
Yeah.
But no, it was a lot of fun. It was weird too because we finished early, right? Because again, that was the game. It was that we ended up winning, I think 45 to 22. Yeah, they still had the Gargants walking around on a point or two. We traded home objectives because after we killed all the Sylvaneth stuff, we killed one Mega Guard and we're like, cool, dude, stay on one objective. We'll take the other three. You can't touch us all. We'll play keep away.
And
Life
that's
is
how you
good.
got to the end of the game pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
A mathematically
Really
elegant win.
And so we looked over and like, huh, the other guys are gone. That's weird. What happened? What were some of those other armies that they ended their game in 45 minutes? I don't know. So we went to lunch and we got paired into the winners for round two. And again, dear listeners and viewers, I'm speed running because I'm moving and my internet might crap out. So don't mind me. And Ricky, if you're listening, again, had a very fantastic time. Want to make sure I get that out here before my internet craps out. Second game was Scorched Earth, 8 objectives. We're already
Doozy.
running kind of elite because the thing is with Ricky, he's bringing 2 6-packs of Rock Guts. He's got Scrag Rot. He's got Morbid Conjuration. And oh my gosh,
Did
that
you
would have been.
share manifestation pool? It's like you both could cast the
So
same
we each
one.
actually had individual manifestations.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness, that must have been insane.
Spell
It
heavy, man.
was. The funnier part though is because each team had Mega Gargants, except for us. Um, Oh no, yeah, there's two Mega Gargant teams, us, and I don't even, we'll get to that. A lot of Mega Gargants, so they didn't have a lot of casting, but for us it was insane because we had Purple Sun out for extra rend with all the trogs. We had the Gravetide going out. Each of us had a teleport too. That was great to go around and bamf around everywhere.
Bunch of cheaters. Look at this spell casting.
Damn right. Deepkin being spellcasting is so weird for me. That's not
Some
right. I
something
should bring
fishy about
30
this army.
eels and my
Yeah.
king and yeah, just fish. What? Where am I Where am I bamfing to? Where are all these wards coming from? Mortal wounds are supposed to be what does Deepkin in. What is this shit? I feel like a death player all of a sudden.
As you can.
Yeah, it's nice. Second game, Scorched Earth. Again, the 4 objectives each.
Mhm.
What we got paired into and why the other game was over in 45 minutes. It was y'all know the Warp Lightning Cannon, but in the new launch box, the machine gun on wheels.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
So you had two of
Blaster.
those, a Warp Lightning Cannon, a Vermin Lord, the Corn one, and then a Foot Warlock that to power up all the other guns.
Jeez. So basically, they were just like, yeah, I'm gonna bring Gargants. Yeah, I'm gonna bring guns.
Well, again, random pairing, they didn't know what they were getting. He just wanted a meme list. The other guy brought the Mega Gargant that hunts monsters.
Oh, that's
You
right.
smash it.
Right.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Beast Smasher, and then it might have been a War Stomper with the points. I don't
Rod,
know. I only
maybe?
ever ran into the Beast Smasher because he killed my. I found out my Eidolon's a monster now. That was neat.
Was a monster.
Was a monster.
Yeah.
Then it became a grease stain.
Very critical
Oh.
information.
I mean,
So-
I guess he's not infantry. Look at that guy. So
Not anymore.
Now it is a
But-
find paste.
Yes. But how this game actually started out was, again, we were able to give away turn.
Mhm.
We deployed conservatively, and I talked to my partner too because of the knotholes. They were gonna teleport all their shooting wherever they needed to. We just needed to go and eat whatever it was. I was gonna go and do my best to be as stupid as it's gonna sound. I was gonna be I've got my wards. I need to screen and eat up as much of the shooting as possible so that the Chogs can move up because they're slower and catch up, and I can keep my eels alive so that I can tap the different objectives. Again, it's very elite armies, and I'm counting on the Skaven player to blow himself up. That's how we're
Ooh,
going to
for
kill
sure.
him. He's going to
Obviously.
supercharge everything. That's the Skaven life. Live
Uh-huh.
fast, die faster. And what ended up happening was the first shooting phase, my Eidolon ate. Let's see. By the time he was done, he wounded the damn thing 61 times.
Woo!
I took 3 wounds.
That's some TTS armor saves for you.
You damn right. And then, like an asshole, I rallied the 3 wounds back in my hero phase.
As one does.
And
As
then
one
got
does.
countercharged by a beast smasher, and it immediately died.
That's so like heroic just for that ending.
It was quick.
You have the armor on too, so it's like
Mhm.
only hits and 4 up and all that
Yep.
nonsense. Okay.
Oh yeah, I had the armor up. I had that's the trait. The armor is no critical, like 6s to hit don't explode.
That's right. No crits, no exploding,
crits.
and only hits in the 4 up. Never
No
better.
fun on this.
Yeah,
This is a
the
straight
really scary
Rocco
one.
narrative list, as Jack is known for prodding me on. I brought as much tech as I could into 1,000 points with 6 models, including my incarnate,
Mhm.
because I wanted to be fast, durable, and not need to use command points.
yeah, on the table and off the table. You know what I mean?
Damn
So-
right. It was a quick game again. But what ended up happening was the second volley of Skaven shooting ended up, they all died. I did with my turtle shoot one of the war machines dead, but the other 2 blew up after that, and then it was just the 2 Skaven heroes and 2 Mega Gargants. And we ran the fuck away. My eels were the MVP, not for the damage they did, but for all the points they grabbed. We
Nice.
lost this game because eventually the Mega Gargants landed long charges and trapped the Trogs, so we couldn't just scatter completely. But it ended up being a very close game at 48-40. And
Okay, cool.
combined so far, my team actually had scored the most points between the first 2 rounds. And oddly enough, how the other game went, we had 3 1-1 teams. So it was quite literally anybody's game at this point. And then
Right. Yeah.
that fucked up the Swiss pairings bracket, so we changed it to a round robin tournament at that point because
That makes sense.
having fun.
It's the only way to do it, right?
It's an as one does moment, right?
So we're in first place with the most points, breaking ties, and all that fun shit. Going into the team that's 0-2. Set up for success, really. You never
Seal
would say
Robin.
how bad this fucking goes. We get into its 3 magma drops. It's a rune father and 2 of the
Ooh.
priests. With
Nice.
with God, it was the once per game extra attacks,
Yeah.
and they had something else for like an aura +1 to hit on companions, I think it was.
Mhm.
Sure.
Mhm.
That sounds right.
The
And
claw thing.
then, gosh, the other guy was Trug's Trogherd.
Just a
And
lot of beef.
it's a wall of meat. And this is on, like I said, it was limited resources because our
That's an
TO
interesting
loved,
one.
you know, it's one of those separate the men from the boys, as he put it. And I haven't played that scenario in so long because around here it got kicked out of so many packs. I
That's
barely remember
disappointing.
it. But we set up not on any objectives for this. We made them go first. They chose to use the center. And my teammate leans into me and he says, "Hey, no one's lifted a unit of my trogs yet. Not the Mega Garg, it's not the shooting. Let's
Full
do this shit."
send.
I'm like, all right, if you get the teleport off, or I'll try to teleport too. We'll put something near the middle and see if we can fuck up their battle tactic. And we just go from there, you know? Um and then they started making their charges. And they did the strikes first rune. And then all of a sudden, this great idea where if we just lived by one wound, went to we died exactly to the wound after 5 units ended up fighting, or four units. It's a 3 drops, and then their actual first pick.
Isn't the strikes first rune only when you get charged?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yep.
Game changer.
Dun
Yeah.
dun dun. Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe
whatever.
so, unless it's changed.
With casual doubles. Who cares?
Casual doubles, very
Yeah.
casual doubles.
Either
Well,
way,
you
these
know
ones
what?
had strike first, and it was
Yeah.
good. So
Let me tell y'all how good that was.
They had
We
the
got-
experimental juiced up rune. It's like the one you can only get at the Legal Seafoods Test Factory or equivalent.
yeah,
So
it has a
you,
beta sticker on it.
Damn.
so what you're saying is you Leroy Jenkins and found out.
Well, if that's actually not the case, say it in the comments to teach me shit, dude. I don't know anymore. I was confused. I'm like, all right, fuck it. Rules are weird. Maybe that's a thing now. Huh.
Yeah, I believe that's when you're charged if you're the Fire Slayer player.
I think the big one they have for when they charge is the mortals on mortals to hit.
See,
That
that's
sounds
what
right.
I thought. But he said that other thing. I'm like, you know what? I'll go with it. Check your rules. Triple check your rules, ladies
Good
and gentlemen.
PSA announcement right there. But
Everybody
in the
else
fog of
involved.
war, experimental
Check-
rune went
Check
on.
Third
yourself.
You can always pull this trick to say
Yeah.
I can't read and have your opponent pull it up for you.
Hi,
Mm,
hi, that's me. How y'all
yeah.
doing?
Personal attack right there.
I
So
feel-
that explains
I feel
why
called
the
out.
frogs melted. All right, I knew they were in America. Anyway, so what ended up happening throughout this game wasn't even that, right? We actually trade perfect turns back and forth with that perfect scoring turns. The thing, our I think our only dropped battle tactic of the whole tournament was in this game, and we had to kill one Trog. That was it. It was pick the dot. It was the gets tactic, or the destruction tactic, to like you're in combat with something, then come in with a fresh unit and kill it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There was a single Trog that was just a regular rock cut Trog off. Nothing. Trugs off to the side a little bit. They had a Trog boss somewhere who was really
Nothing to see
I
here,
don't
right?
know.
Mhm.
Yep,
Yeah.
just hanging out.
Yeah, just it was a pack of 3. One was red, one was yellow, one was blue. You know, the colors are blocked, but and
Skittles
he's
Trogs.
going, and he's like, "Oh, I can charge." You know, we charged in a 6 pack of our own Trogs, gave them all out attack. We charged in another regenerated pack of Trogs in there from that we don't talk about how they died earlier, but you know, should
It's
have
fine.
No shame. No shame in the game.
did 2 wounds in the end, not because we didn't connect with everything. The armor and ward saves were just that good.
Heroic roll, and it was like, there we go.
Mhm.
That's the game. What was the final score then?
Well, hold on. How long do you think the single Trog lived fighting 1,000 points of my partner's army while we were running
Three
around with magma
turns.
dross? How
The
many
energy,
combats?
the energy in the room says long enough, so I feel like it's
Okay, I got
two or
two from
three,
Alex. What do we got
I'm
here?
gonna say
Mason,
I'm gonna say three.
three.
okay.
Yeah,
You got a
I'll
guess,
go
Mason?
3.
5.
Five.
Wow.
5
This
combat
thing wouldn't
rounds?
fucking die at all.
Can we go ahead and reinstate how happy we are for the new Gits book, taking away that stupid rule that just
Jeez.
makes them
Oh
unfun to
man.
play against.
That Trog into that single Rocca Trog was truly blessed by the moon. I hope he grows up to be a
He got
big
a name.
loon, whatever.
Just the best all-out
Yug the
defense on
Yellow.
Earth.
He's getting a better paint job. The guy already said he's gonna shade and highlight him and just get
Mhm.
crazy with him.
As he should. That Trog and yep,
Uh-huh.
that's
Like
pretty
on
good.
Star Wars Episode 1, R2D2 like saves the jet.
hmm
It was
Cool, you are getting a
absolutely
commission.
ridiculous. And the thing was, because the saves kept happening, we kept throwing all this dice into it, and I'm trade, on my side of the field, I'm trading a magma draw for my turtle. My incarnate comes and mauls another one. We're going back and forth. My eels are running around, retreating and getting battle tactics done. And then I just look over. There's just one Trog fighting
Stinging it.
eventually against one other Trog, and it slays it. Fucker killed so much too.
Sometimes Trogs be trogging.
Hero Trog.
hmm
And
And
you
the
guys just kept
craziest
feeding it.
part is we did get them to drop battle tactics. It was the final score I think was 40. It was 42-38 in their favor. If we had
That's
gotten
close.
that last thing, we would have won the tie and then would have won everything because the other two teams each had a final total point score of 119 and were equal on battle tactics as well. And we were like 140 something by the time all this was over.
Oh wow.
And it
That's why I
was,
like limited resources and packets because people can either play that one really high or really low.
Mhm.
It does really good for differentials in
Yeah.
brackets.
it's great. It's great. I became a convert for it. It was a really fun game, and it was just silly. And it was one of those games too because it turned very serious towards the end as we were coming back with points and scoring after seemingly getting our ass kicked by our stupid throwing away six trogs bit. Uh, our final turn was a 10-point turn that I got from my eels charging into the last magma droth, chaining out to do seize the center, and then killing him to just finish it off and just barely get us make it a close game. But it was just it was accidentally intense, and there's a term for when sports teams go in with a game that you think would be a gimme that they end up throwing away at the 1 yard line. It's escaping me right now, but
The Seahawks.
that
We'll
do
call it
it.
the Seahawks.
And it was just such a crazy thing. One Trog held us up the whole time, and it was so
I've-
damn impressive.
I've
Can't
had
even
those
be mad.
games. You like at some point it just becomes like comedy, right? You're just
Yeah.
like, well, I don't know what to do here. There
Yeah.
is really nothing to do
I
here,
didn't know that you were the
so-
main character. That's on us, Like,
Yeah, I apologize to the. I said you got to name them now.
Like, I'm sorry for being the NPC in this game that hasn't recognized it,
Mhm.
mhm.
Those are some
Yeah.
great Warhammer moments, though, right? When like there's
Ah.
just the inexplicable survival or heroics of like a lone, like underpowered weenie character or small. I love that.
Right.
For me, it was
Yeah.
always when I was still playing 40K, I think end of third, middle of fourth.
Mhm.
It was my buddy's Belial, the banner bearer. I would have this fully corned up dude on bike lord dude who would go around, rip up the entirety of his army, and then just get clotheslined every time by that stupid fucking banner bearer. Every time. You know, your opponent always has one of those. There's
Yeah.
always one that your friend has that's like, this, I know this model is not good. Why?
It's too funny.
It was a very fun time.
Sounds like it. I love doubles.
Yeah, that was.
Did you see that under the new ITC, doubles is its own category instead of singles?
They're pushing forward, huh? They're pushing
I
Fun.
kind of like it. Although, if it was me, I would play 18 rattling guns and 1,000 points in doubles and just make lots of friends.
Yeah.
Sounds like you.
You
I
would
mean,
make
I'd
at least
mix it
one
up.
friend, whoever got paired to you, Alex.
Yeah, whoever your partner was. Oh,
I would literally just sit back, kick my feet up, like smoke a cigarette, just in the building. And just guys, let me
Obviously.
know when the shooting phase is here.
Yeah.
You would like literally just have to have like a fake walkie-talkie helmet thing and just call in the airstrike.
Yeah.
fire support! Go, go, go!
My favorite is you do the good luck. I think I'll go first. Yeah. I'll drop this
funny.
nozzle over here and deploy my whole army.
Well, I want to go back to quick game too. That I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
we can't eat a double of that. Let's just give him first, and see if my dude can take the wards. It almost worked. I wasn't expecting the Mega Gargant.
You gotta
Right.
speak it into existence. Just be like, yeah, I'm gonna make all my armor say this is gonna happen, and then it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Gotta have that
Positive
hubris.
thinking.
Yeah. Manifest it.
That's right.
Sounds like a lot of fun though. I double this though, Zandy. I love that format where it's like casino partner, because when you have to plan with your partner, just like it can get like just dicey based upon like your friend, like what's going on with them. It's even like extra pressure on the planning. But just showing up and saying, who will be my person today, just seems like a really delightful time.
I
Yeah.
also like that it's much harder to abuse,
Oh, so much harder to abuse.
as far as like a whack player coming in.
I just gave you the
just-
rubric.
Huh?
You did. 18 rattling guns, go. 1,000 goblin chariots. We
Oh
ride
my
at
God.
dawn.
Could you imagine just 20 goblin chariots and 18
That's
rattling guns?
1,300 points. So we have to be like
20 is 1,300 pounds.
16.
20 is
man, I need
1,300 points,
So
yeah.
many more of those.
On the one hand,
Yeah.
is it oppressive and silly? Yes. On the
Yes.
second hand, is it glorious? Also,
Yes.
Also, yes.
Yeah.
Double yes.
Oh man.
Ah,
So
that goes.
ABC, baby. Always be charioting. So
There you go. There you
you've
So-
always heard me say that. I've been
Yeah.
saying that
every time.
There's
I
no
mean, it's-
bandwagon here, dude. We're just going, all right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got the tattoo.
I got my
like, a
own
couple
band
years
and
ago,
the
right?
wagon. Yeah.
It's
I
track
got it
stamp.
removed.
We've all seen it.
Obviously.
Ah, I do love a good chariot, though. Actually, when that Stormcast one came out, it's great.
I was
for
hot on
move
those too.
blocking,
Yeah.
Those
all the
are
alpha
effective.
pinning.
Those are
I
very
mean, they're
effective.
still good. Chariots are
are?
still good. They're just overshadowed. They're overshadowed by one or two units in that book that just don't put it in the spot. The last time I brought a chariot, it made its points back every game.
Yeah.
Turned out to be one of those subtle MVPs. Granted, it was only like an RTT, but like it was next to the Paladors, the thing that like saved at least 2 turns in each game.
Can you put a chariot in the portal potty?
I didn't even
no.
bring that terrain to that one, so I didn't even try.
I don't
didn't have
think
mine
so.
built yet.
You don't think so?
No.
Is it like a wound cap, or it's models of more than, or units of more than? Or
I think
3
it
or
has
more
to
or
be
something like that?
infantry or non-cap,
Oh.
non-monster, or something like that.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's one of those two things, because I remember somebody pointing out the Paladors can't go through it, and the big dragons can't go through it. So it's either infantry or it's like non-cap, non-monster or something.
Which I'll be honest, I'm here for it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Paladors coming back through that thing is oppressive, even with the points and everything, or the points drop, or points hike and everything. Like, it's
Mhm.
still oppressive.
Not when you're playing Vanguard.
Well, yes. When you're playing Vanguard, what is oppression? Another unit of Vanguard coming at you. That's
That's
Let
it.
me
true.
Really.
enlighten you.
Up the
That's
level
all.
of oppression.
Yes. What's the answer to Vanguard? More Vanguard.
No, it's Skaven nonsense shooting for the Regiment of Renown. That's what it is.
Or some always strike first magma drops on the charge.
There you go.
To be
True
fair.
story. Story.
So
Yeah.
I want to say one more thing though about those magma drops because to be fair, I might be at midnight. I have been moving my apartment for 9 hours. There might be a
Obviously.
chance because of how wacky that dice was. We just whiffed hitting them and then everything just lined up.
It's true.
Yeah.
And they
Let's
deal
say
mortals back. So even if they took damage, you
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
hurt in return.
They're pretty spicy.
And
They got
then
that bad
again,
blood.
after R1 activation, maybe the rest fucked us up. It was very bloody and very bad, and I'm trying to block it out of my mind. There is a chance I might have misspoken. I will say that.
I've been
Either
seeing
way,
a
I
lot
want to
even
of
believe
this.
in these players that I fucked up. I'm going to catch
true.
myself now.
And either way, there's no malice or anything. So if
Oh,
it's a
God,
miss, it's
no.
totally
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Right.
Dude,
yeah, who
we
cares?
laughed the
Yeah.
whole time. It was
It
great.
sounds like a super fun game.
Yeah.
They
Fun
were
With that
podcast
first
buffed,
player?
honestly. Always strikes first, you know?
Yeah.
It's our nemesis. If there was a
Yeah.
podcast
Yeah.
out there we had to fight,
Okay.
Yeah.
and every street rumble
Yeah.
would be that one.
It's true. It was actually rigged from the start. So
It feels like a self-aggrandizing podcast name, though. When you say like,
Mhm.
who's the person that walks every day and says, "Always striking first"?
Only elf
Me.
players, no one else.
yeah. That's why when I coach people, I say, well, have you tried only rolling sixes? You know, it's like
Mhm.
You know,
Secret
it works
skills.
for me.
I only
That's all
strike
I
first
got,
on round
yeah.
3. Is that good enough?
Is that
That
right?
would actually be like such an
Eh,
incredible
that
tournament
is pretty
strategy.
good. Yeah.
You just go to a
Well,
casino and
Chuck,
you
I'm
find
here to
out.
just roll sixes. So
Yeah.
Fair
You find that
enough.
one guy at the craps table Mason in the casino who just seems to have the wrist movement down, and you just wait for the hottest streak ever, and then you try to recruit him to be your personal dice roller.
exactly. That's the goal.
There you
So,
go.
so anything you would change about your list, Rocco?
No, I don't think I would. I
Hmm?
think maybe if I had known the field was going to be a bunch of Gargants with ward saves, maybe the swords endless spell, but and go the Aether Rot way. But at the same time, I really wanted to try my stupid incarnate that the first game. You might have noticed I didn't really talk about it because I couldn't get the fucking thing off. A new
Yeah.
model syndrome on that one, fresh
Yeah.
paint on
Yeah.
it. By the time I got it, it came out in so first game couldn't get it off once. Second game, I got it in garbage time after our fate was kind of sealed when the Trogs got surrounded. And then the third game, it did work. I got a 3d6 charge off with it onto the Zalgron Flamespitter of the Fire Slayer player that then let me go into a Magma Droth and set up a bunch of fights with it. And it did decent damage. And it also screened out my then eventually teleported Eidolon of the Sea that went and stole one of their home objectives and then started the timer on that let me go around the table. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, no, it once I eventually learned that wet elves can do magic too. Teclis didn't forsake us completely.
It's
Yeah,
I think
moist
the
it's
tough
magic.
part there is like the deep can lore and the spells you really want to be doing are important, right? So especially at
Yeah.
1,000 points, I don't fault you for taking a ground spine because it was kind of I might do this, but I've got this other stuff that's my goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
the Tsunami of Terror for the 3 units with a -1 save, if I remember right.
Chef's
I might
kiss.
be
That sounds
confusing
right.
it with the Arcane Curation of the -1 rend. Both those spells
Either
were
way,
just
and the teleport.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how good that the Horde Buster went though going into Mega Gargants. Put that one in the back. But we'll worry about that one in the next game when we run into 100 Grot Chariots.
Right.
Should be happening.
So what I have a couple of questions about the doubles thing. I mean, I know
Oh,
you can
please.
play it different all the time, but are you guys like when it's your turn, you're doing everything kind of at the same time. So okay, it's
Yes.
like my hero phase. So you're kind of acting independently with everyone's attention in a way, and
Yes.
working with your own stuff and
Correct.
doing it. And sometimes your guys are together and allies and fighting the same thing, but sometimes you're independent.
But
Okay.
how we did this, because some of them you could either say like each teammate picks a unit to fight in the combat phase, or you just go each pick one activation. We did just one activation. We only got one all-out attack per phase. Like it was either I used it or he did for shooting,
wow.
or
Okay.
for combat or for all defense, that kind of thing.
But you did say that there was a total of 8 command points though per
Correct.
team. Okay.
So many.
What that ended up doing was just setting up a lot of counter charges that you normally wouldn't get.
Yeah, that's a weird one because it sounds like in every
And
other way
power
it's
throughs.
it simulated a single player experience except for the doubling of the command points.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it was an interesting choice. And Charles is going to be doing the doubles event at Nova. So this is kind of a little bit of a testing, a little bit of a tweaking, but there'll probably be another GHB by then anyway. But he's setting the groundwork up for
100%.
himself. And again, it was a lot of fun, and being able to have CP to power through after a charge to get away and after a combat phase was really neat to see on Mega Gargants and on Magma Dross coming in too, which is because usually you're like, okay, cool, I've got to save it for this attack, I gotta save it for this. Like, nah, fuck it, I've got CP to burn. Let's try something crazy. Let's get extra movement off to set up for.
Yeah, I'll unleash hell with the turtle. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. And
So I guess
it worked.
It was kind of a use your toys experience, you know.
How ironic though, guys, that like with HCP and these two armies, it's like they're better coordinated than a single army could ever be, right? Because they're like double the command efficiency.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It'd be wild.
Though.
How did it feel writing a 1,000-point list? To be honest, it feels like there was an interesting video. It was interesting to me, at least. That
and it wasn't.
That that Matt from Mini Wargaming put out about playing games at smaller points levels, like not being stuck at 2,000 points. I don't know if any of you guys saw that.
I have not, but I have played a lot of games at different point values. So please go on. I'm interested.
Well, and one of the things that has kind of gotten under my skin a little bit, I know I've whined about it every once in a while, because apparently I'm the grumpy guy in this podcast. So whatever.
True.
Yeah.
True.
But the fact that games just keep on getting longer and longer and longer on time over the last, I guess, 2.5 editions, it's been like one of those things where it's like, wow, that is a considerable amount of time. And do we need to be playing games at that size? Is that like an arbitrary rule that we've just set and followed, or is it actually where, the points are most justified? I keep on it over the course of this. I keep on thinking, like, what would a 1,000-point tournament be like if people actually committed to it instead of, and this isn't saying nobody committed to a doubles, because you commit to a damn doubles. But I mean, like, what if we took top players, put them all in even like an RTT, like maxed out RTT at 1,000 points? What would that look like? How different would the game be? Because it is a
lot of rattling guns.
And a lot of gargants.
It is different.
Hear me out,
right?
Make
you
it like
build
1,200 points, and you can't gargant it. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Like that.
I would like that idea, but I would force it to be Highlander.
Yes. Yeah, I could see
I would see that. I like Highlander for that.
And that would be great, because even like at 1,000 points, you can get away with Highlander for even like Fire Slayers, or who's another low model count army. I don't think there's that much left.
Like monster trucks.
Monster trucks. Well, that's by choice, right? Monster trucks is by choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if you want to go Frostlord on Stonehorn, Frostlord on Huskard,
Right.
Thunder Tusk, Huskard on Thunder Tusk. Like I'm all for it.
Well, Frost Lord's on a Huskar too. They have a good relationship, you know.
For sure.
It is funny though, because in the spirit of Highlander, if you do a monster truck and you're just doing the slight different character variations, but you're still like on a Stonehorde or a Thunder Tusk, it's like that meme with like Pam from The Office, where like it's the same picture because the essence of the unit is not that different.
Yeah.
I'd play triple bloodthirster.
Yeah.
Do it.
exactly.
That
This
would
one
be
has an axe. This one has a
insane.
whip.
That would
Yeah.
be insane.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that would be interesting. It'd be interesting to see the effect of that if it were actually like, if people actually picked it up and ran with it, because that's a lot shorter of a day for a tournament. You know?
It is. You know, you
Yeah.
just have to make sure that the amount of objectives and like the scenarios themselves are scaled to,
So that-
you know, having so few units.
Yeah, that's the question though. Like,
You know?
it's meant to. I know for some of the rules they're like variable size table, right? But
I think that's
for-
right. It's like a little shorter, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it would be a little shorter and smaller.
I could
So I
see
could-
that too, like being a very negative play experience for brand new players. Because you would have like seasoned players that would like, okay, here's my very detailed, like, I'm just gonna use Rattling guns example. Here's
Yeah.
my 12 Rattling guns and my Grace here and 10 and 20 clan rats. And this guy's like, here's this starter box I got for Christmas. And it's just like, well, do you want me to break it to you that your Christmas present sucked? And I'm gonna go get lunch real early. You're welcome to come with me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I will buy it for you.
So that's where I'm saying, like, just top table players, right? Like, not to be exclusionary or anything, but if it were embraced and you take 1,000 points and it's like, yeah, we're all showing up with that. How does that change the game for them, right?
That's
Like,
a
that makes
really
it
interesting
completely
question.
different.
Well, let's-
And because anybody can bring, like, you know, a gun to a fucking knife fight
Yeah.
in this game when it comes to it, right?
Yeah.
So like if you scale it down and the games are quicker and you aren't allowed, like with 1,000 points, you aren't allowed to make mistakes, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's
So
not as
like
fast.
And run and charge is really important. If you can just alpha
Mhm.
strike them and just either pin them or just wipe out even, you know, enough of their shit, but you have one unit that's 500 points that's just killing everything it touches. You know, that's the
I think
game.
it's kind of an interesting question, right? Just assume like this hypothetical that Matt kind of threw out there. So you have like some huge tournament. It's like what we would consider like a big LVO singles or something, but it's 1,000
Sure.
points. Everyone's there. They did their research. They're ready. No starter box armies.
Mhm.
Games are quicker, but like it actually I think just changes the game. More so if you
Big
don't actually
time.
scale down the size and say, yeah, there's still Scorched Earth 8 objectives. How did you plan for this? How did you accommodate this? You know,
Mhm.
what's good now at what level versus what before? All of a sudden, like a unit of Fury is worth more than its points. You know, in some of
Yeah.
these scenarios than like
Right.
it would be in the relative level. And I don't know, like we were talking about earlier, the Gargants, like they can smash so much more efficiently because the guy who brings 2 Gargants to the table can clear out the person who brought like 4 medium strength units that can't deal with it, but also they
Yeah.
can't deal with the like MSU, take the
Yeah.
objectives, shenanigans. So I just, it's a different game.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really
100%.
interesting.
LVO doubles is kind of like that, where
Okay.
everyone brings their like you have top tier players writing 1,000 point armies. It's just everyone who didn't make top 8 that is not too hungover to play,
Okay.
and just like really just playing unfun lists, but everyone's having fun.
Yeah. When you all sign up and know what you're getting into, that shit's fun as hell.
I remember playing that once with Miles, actually, of this podcast. You know, when it was him with
Wherever
his
you
Sky
are,
Dwarves.
Miles.
Yeah, he's in the wind, the ire. And I was wearing Ogres, and it's just the fun combinations, man. That's what you go for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Just
would
be-
like that. It'd be fun.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting thing to see. Maybe we're gonna do tournaments soon. in TTS, right? Our own little bitty
Absolutely.
ASL tournaments.
Little plug for that, for both for current patrons and listeners, but also those who haven't signed up yet. If you're in the Discord at least, and you go to the TTS Leaguini section and opt in, we're going to have kind of slow roll RTT starting soon, where it's tough to sometimes to get a game in, but we're going to run it, through Best Coast pairings and all that, and it's just going to be whoever wants to sign up for about a month to get your 3 games in, so that we complete an RTT at a very casual pace, but getting a chance to play some of the new folks across the Discord that maybe haven't a chance to get a game in with and get this thing going.
Yeah.
But we should do a did I spell that correctly? So the way I spelled it, it was supposed to be linguini, like a linguini, but a league.
Yeah.
That's
Did
what I
it-
thought
did
you
it
were
come
going
off that
for.
way?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I
did.
thought that was the pun
Okay.
you were going for. Yeah, yeah.
I can't read, so
Okay,
sorry.
so a
League is already
linguini
a tough word.
basically a linguini is a thing that you eat.
Sounds like a noodle.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Dope.
don't. No.
Just say noodle.
Pasta. It's pasta.
Yeah.
It's
Suspicious.
pasta.
Spaghetti?
Pasta.
Oh,
Spaghetti.
Okay. Yummy.
You made the cooks cringe with the.
the New York Italian that was born in his parents' pizzeria right now is gonna. I wish my internet crapped out now. I don't know what happened. But...
Rocco, before you go, give me one order of spaghetti.
Yeah. I like the fettuccine noodles.
Oh.
In
Fuck.
Italy, the noodles are all different shapes.
It's a weird place, you know what I mean? They get wild.
Fairly so.
I like mine in a straight line.
Zany. But yeah, the Leaguini, the Linguini, the League of Linguinis or Leaguinis will be having an RTT. So join the Discord, guys. Check it out. Sign up once it's posted there, and we'll have a little fun.
And get some booty shorts. Get some booty shorts. We
We do have those. We have a merch store with all kinds of things.
Might even be some merch prizes at the end of that for the whoever claims glory.
Yeah.
Well,
I like it.
Indeed.
I think we've come to a good place on this one, huh?
Yeah.
I like it. I think my biggest takeaway is chariots just sound better at 1,000 points. And why wouldn't anyone want to not take chariots in any format?
That's
That's what I learned today.
Alpha pin,
Right.
baby.
Chariot
Get
meta is
in
real.
there.
More so for
Yeah.
some than others, but
I've learned that the things that I think are fun, a lot of people are like, "You gross." So
All right.
I don't know.
I'm not saying you're a try hard. I'm just saying I love my turtle.
That I'm trying hard, baby. Yeah, I hear you.
I love it.